a bearded dragon. This is an Australian lizard. Lives in the desert areas. And it has a unique way of protecting itself, and that's to appear more dangerous than actually it is. And by doing that, he will flatten his body, and as he does, he will push these little spikes that's on either side of his body out, and that way, these spikes look much more sharper than what they actually are. They're really soft. And so he's kind of bluffing. He's looking dangerous, but he's really not. And the reason why these animals are called bearded dragons is that they have underneath their chin a pouch that they can fill with air. And as they do, they will darken this area underneath their chin because there's special scales under there. And as they do, it looks as though they have a beard growing out of their chin. So that's where the name bearded dragon comes from. Here we go.
And they're fine just traveling in the bag?
Oh, yeah. And actually, the bags they're made of cotton, and cotton, of course, is woven very loosely, and air will flow through. And they get all the air that they need. They don't suffocate or anything. And it's a nice, soft place for them to stay temporarily. Yeah. And this is a California king snake. And king snakes are unique for two reasons. One is that they're cannibalistic. They eat other snakes. And then the other thing about them that's quite unique is that they have a natural immunity to venom. And by that I mean if they were bitten by a venomous snake, they would survive. Their body can neutralize the venom so that they're not affected, so they don't get sick and die. So this is a California king snake. And actually he loves to make himself into a little pretzel. He is very long, and you'd never know it the way he does that. Isn't that California king snake?
How long do they get?
They can get as long as 6 feet, 5 to 6 feet. There you go. This is another Australian lizard. This is called a blue-tongued skink. And the tongue is used as his defense. Actually, it's his first line of defense. If he's approached by a predator, what he'll do is he'll press his pointy tongue out of his mouth, and the tongue will spread out like a blue whoopee cushion. That's what I kind of describe that way to the children so that they'd be able to understand how wide it becomes. But that is how he will use this unusual tongue as a way to protect himself. A predator sneaking up on him who suddenly sees this blue, large-looking thing in front of its face does not understand that. Doesn't know what that is, so with that lack of understanding, it will turn and run. And that makes this animal very, very happy because he's escaped an attack just by using something that is very unusual in nature, and that's the blue tongue. Okay, so this again, an Australian lizard, and it is called a blue-tongued skink.
So reptiles can all see color, huh?
Can they? Yeah, they can see color, yes. All right, one of the questions that I love to ask children is whether turtles can leave their shell. And I'd love to show this. This is the carapace, or the shell, the top part of the shell of a box turtle. And they cannot come out of their shell, and that's because their spine or backbone is attached to the upper part of their carapace. So they have to stay in their shell, and their shell is their shelter as well as their protection. And a lot of times the children will get the idea that turtles can come out of their shell because they see that on cartoons, but not so. They cannot come out of their shell because they are literally attached to it by the spine.
Very cool.